What's up, YouTube? My name is Lincoln Williams, and welcome back to another special review on the Lincoln Williams Show. My name is Lincoln Williams, and today we're going to be talking about my brand new laptop. Basically, we're going to be talking about the Acer Aspire E15 E5-575g. Basically, I summoned up the title for you guys so you can go look at it. Basically, sorry my screen has been kind of fuzzy. Maybe it's just because I turned the brightness up a little bit on my screen, but anyways, I'm not gonna mess with it right now because it actually is, you know, it actually is hard to put it in HD-ness. It's really hard to put it in this type of sense of a room, and the overall brightness is actually really good. It's actually holding up really nicely on the laptop. So yeah, let's take a look at the Acer Aspire E15 on this side of the laptop. This side of the laptop only. You have your you have your HDMI cable port, two USB 3.0 ports, and an RBG cable that looks kind of like this. Basically, this is the RBG cable that I use for my monitor. So I'm not using that right now, but anyways, well, the screen is getting a little fuzzy. I hate it when I have to do that. And that, yes, it's getting all fuzzy again. But anyways, sorry, YouTubers. We're having technical difficulties, but we're back on the air. So, yeah. So the USB port, it has three USB 2.0 ports, like a headphone jack, a DVD port, and another USB 2.0 port, basically. So we have two 3.0 ports on one side and another a USB 2.0 port on the other side, and a DVD drive, and where you plug in the AC adapter. The AC adapter uses not a lot of power, but it keeps the laptop stable while you're gaming, basically. So it actually does a really good job with the performance of the laptop. Now, what you're going to ask me is, what does this laptop have? Now, I'll explain to you one last time before we get on to the specs of the laptop, basically. So we have a better graphics performance with the GDDR5, better graphics performance with the GDDR5, a USB 3.0 port, revisable Type C connector, a ultra fast wireless, and this thing has ultra fast wireless. Oh my gosh. It loaded up Facebook and within like 2 seconds of its processor, so it's really fast, basically. So yeah, I'm terribly sorry about the frame rate, but you're going to have to deal with it for the rest of these episodes on the Lincoln Williams Show because my iPad is bye-bye and this thing is a freaking beast. Ultra fast wireless and uh, Acer like extra color, basically. That's what you're seeing right now is extra color on the laptop itself. An Acer True Harmony. Now the Acer True Harmony speakers on this thing. Wow, the speakers on the laptop itself. I thought they were kind of tinny when I fired up Skyrim and stuff like that, but when I tested it out on some other games, holy crud. And when I'm watching videos or something like that, the harmony is good on the videos. The audio is really fantastic in this overall laptop. So yeah, make sure to take note of that. And a certified for Skype for business calls, like you see on this one. But it was a lot more smoother during the first episode of season 7, but not as smooth here because the lighting in the room affects the overall frame rate of the camera, what you're seeing here right now. But I try to fix that, but it's not really working out, so you have to deal with it, YouTubers. You have to deal with it. I'm sorry, but the frame rate is just a little choppy at times, like like you see in my overall lips when I'm, speaking to you guys for this full laptop review. So, anyways, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed of the backlit keyboard. You can't really see it, but when you buy this laptop, it comes with a backlight keyboard, and it actually is very fantastic. It hasn't even broken down on me yet, or maybe it won't because it has like lighting effects and stuff like that. So the keyboard is excellent on this thing. Now let's get into the more indoor specs of this thing. We have Intel Core i5. It's an Intel Core i5 6200U plus 2.3 gigahertz with turbo boost up to 2.8 gigahertz. An NVIDIA GeForce 940MX with 2 GB dedicated VR RAM, 8 GB of DDR4 memory, with the better graphics performance by the DDR5, and the 256 gigabyte SSD. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, that 256 gigabytes isn't really enough for a gaming laptop. But oh my gosh, all my games that I have downloaded right now, they filled up the entire screen. And we're looking at what? We're looking at like 20 games in the 20 games in the hard drive already on Steam. And performance. Yeah, you don't really need to worry about performance on this thing. Performance is really good on the Acer Aspire. It's a really good laptop. The last one, the Acer Aspire E5-573vg, was actually a little slower than this model, and it had an NVIDIA GeForce 940M graphics card in it. This one, however, has an NVIDIA GeForce 940MX graphics card. Just add the X in front of it and add that Intel i5 6200U inside it. You get a really fast laptop, basically. Let's see, what else? I was gonna tell you something, but it actually kind of turned me down on the Steam Workshop, because it wasn't really there when I downloaded it, like, the Chris and Link much. But we'll get on. Yeah, let's get on to gaming. This is what you were hoping for. No, but what functions does it actually have? It has a very smooth 1080p display, an NVIDIA GeForce 940MX graphics card built into it, and an Intel Core i5. Now these different systems in a laptop is very satisfying. It's very smooth. It's very fast. But the only thing that's worrying me is the heat fan that's in the laptop, the vents, like the cooling air vents, but they're not actually cooling. Instead, when you're playing games, it's like an Xbox 360 like being left on all night, and it's like heat is going out straight outward. And I actually understand that concept when I'm gaming on my PS4, but you can actually feel the laptop getting like kind of hotter, even though when you're playing these high graphical games on like high settings. Now, let's focus on gaming basically. I tried. Let's see what I try. What did I try? I tried the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim basically with a what the like a 200 not a 200 or something like that, but I tried Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim with 60 frames a second on medium settings, but in high it looked like the PS3 graphics from the PS3, but it was not bad at all. It looked fantastic on my screen. It looked fantastic. So yeah, before I get into more on into a little bit more gaming, I wanted to say a big thank you to I wanted to say a big thank you to these type of people on the Lincoln Williams Show. Number one, I want to say a big bear hug thank you to my brother, Austin Williams. Austin Williams has been a really great help of finding me a great laptop. And I believe I have just found the perfect one. To his eyes, basically, because when me and Austin were looking up laptops, he found this one, and I was like, hey, it's a NVIDIA GeForce 940MX graphics card. So we looked at the graphics card filtered games, and guess what we found? That this laptop could run the newest, boom, Doom, the newest Doom in medium settings. It is crazy good in the overall fact that this thing can run almost like every game on the planet, but it can't because some graphics chips, they have to have a 970M or NVIDIA GeForce GTX 970M or something like that. But this has a 940MX. This has a 940MX. But this laptop is aiming for the 7th generation of consoles. Let me make that clear to you. No, it is not aiming towards the PS4 games. No, it is not aiming for the 8th generation of console games. But it can handle the newest Doom. It can handle Metal Gear Solid 5 on medium settings, which is crazy. You can play Metal Gear Solid 5 right here on this thing. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, and it's a really good game. So yeah, thank you, Austin. A big shout out to Austin. I wanted to say him thank you very much for this laptop. This laptop has impacted my gaming experience like really well. I mean, it impacted my PC gaming experience like every night, like you see outside the window right now, because I usually game at night, and it's actually awesome when you're playing in the dark with this thing. Oh yes, let's get into it. But first, I want to say another big thank you to Christopher Nickel. Christopher Nickel, he actually put all of his mods into Gary's. He put all of his mods. He created a mod pack called Chris and Link, but I don't know how to access it for some odd reason. I don't know how to access it, so he's gonna have to type something how to access Chris and Link mods. The Chris and Link mods feature. The overall feature, the Doctor Who like TARDIS mod and the Skyrim mods and a couple of free roam space maps and basically like that. But I don't know. I couldn't figure out how to get that thing up and running, basically. So you're gonna have to address that with him on like Facebook if he gets his butt back up on Facebook again, because he thinks Facebook is boring now. He thinks it's boring, and I'm like, Chris, get back on Facebook before I have to kill you. So, I would be really happy that if he can find that mod pack again and send a link through Facebook or YouTube or anything like that, then that would be a really appreciated deal, basically. If he can't, then that's a little disappointing, but not too barely, because with Gary's mod, anything is possible. And Gary's mod, I'm happy to report that Gary's mod is running at a smooth, frame rate. It's running at 60 frames a second with mods and with maps. And so I'm really happy, and I can fly my TARDIS. I can fly my TARDIS from Doctor Who all the way out to the solar system. It's so good. And I actually played with Christopher on multiplayer. I actually played with him for 3 hours straight. It was bad. I know we have like no lives when we are like gaming like that for 3 hours straight on Gary's mod, but holy crud. It is like playing with action figure toys in a freaking sandbox universe, and it's just awesome. It's actually really awesome in the fact that you can wield any weapon, pretend that you can be any character you want. You just have to find it through the workshop. I mean, the Steam workshop is ridiculous at times, but anyways, I'm talking about PC gaming in the overall sense of how this PC gaming performs. I tried, let's get back to gaming. I tried Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, I tried Fallout New Vegas, and it actually looks fantastic in its overall form. It actually looks really fantastic. 60 frames a second on high settings on this thing. It's crazy. It's crazy good in the overall sense of graphic processor on this thing. It is nuts. It is nuts compared to some of the other laptops that were invented back then. Because I used to game on my Windows XP, and gosh knows that, I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's been so many long years since I gamed on my Windows XP, because last time I gamed on it, I was playing N64 emulators, then I got bored, and then I threw the laptop away, and it's like, in my pile of papers, like right over here, but it barely even gets used because of this freaking thing right in front of my face. And it's just fantastic. It's a fantastic machine. So let me talk about the heating performance on this thing. This performance from a laptop with the SSD inside it. This laptop, the Acer Aspire E5-575g, is a really, really good laptop for its purchase right now. It's actually the best laptop that I've ever even used for gaming. It's ridiculous in its overall size and overall specs. And the screen is decently sized, and I can play all my PC games on it while I'm at my friend's house. It's so ridiculous. It's ridiculously huge, and the screen is just fantastic while playing these games. It's actually fantastic. It's a what is it? It's a plastic display, basically. It's a panel, but it's not glass. It has that plastic protector on it with some of the old traditional laptops that we use at like school or something like that. But anyways, It's actually really fantastic in the overall sense that you can game on this thing for hours and just, not worry about anything. Like the speed clocks in at, it clocks in at, it has the same speed when you jump out of a game. It's ridiculous. It never loses its speed when you like download games. It's actually really simple. It's like the iPad, only different with Windows 10. Yes, it has Windows 10 technology inside it, and it actually has an active screen on it. And my dad was actually really shocked when he saw this. And it actually is a really good laptop. And you know, yeah, I ran Half-Life 2 on it the other day. I ran Half-Life 2 actually today when I got off work. I just went home. I took a nap. I took a small nap, and I was up and running with Half-Life 2, and I played a full hour of it. And oh my gosh, Half-Life 2 was the most shocking game in existence right now. It gets so many jobs right of a video game, PC game, basically. It just breaks through all the formulas of first person shooter tactics and stuff like that. And it reminded me of Bioshock. For some odd reason, it reminded me of Bioshock. The sense of the fear in the people, how the gas mask people are just coming up the stairs and you have to run through the exit like really fast before they stun you with their shocker beacons or whatever they're called. They're stun on sticks or something like that. Half-Life 2 is an amazing game. It's one of the best PC exclusive games for the PC ever made. And Portal 2 too. So Portal 2 is a masterpiece, and I think you should pick it up. It's a masterpiece of a puzzle game as well. Oh yeah, and I actually have the download code for it sitting right on my desk, but I don't want to, use it half the time. So, anyways, um, yes. Oh yeah, and yes. So, anyways, for gaming wise, for this laptop, get 7th generation of console games. Yes, I know, bro. I'm aiming towards the 7th generation of consoles again because my parents took the PS3 in the living room and I don't want to get it out. And I rather play New Vegas on this without having any lag on the PS3. And it did not have any lag so far during my gameplay experience with Fallout New Vegas, and it's really smooth on the PC. It's really smooth on this laptop, and I'm very happy about that. So, anyways, I'm really happy about this laptop. So, what else it could do? What things can it do? So, this laptop could also do is I gotta wrap this up in like 2 minutes, but it can also run on off of HDMI basically. So you can hook this laptop to your TV basically. You can hook this laptop to your TV and you can play all your PC games through that, and it's amazing. And I use this little cord. I use this little cord thingamajig, this USB cord, and I use this RBG cable to plug it into my monitor, and I play all my computer games. I played Half-Life 2 on the monitor, and it actually looked really, really freaking good on the monitor screen. And I was actually really surprised of the graphic processor on Half-Life 2. It looks amazing up on the monitor. It actually looks amazing up on the monitor when you're playing these games. And, I'm happy to report that. It actually looks fantastic when you're playing these games up on a huge monitor or a television. It's nuts. This laptop is nuts. Yeah, it was actually kind of embarrassing when I put this thing right next to my friend Christopher's PC, basically, because his PC is, slower than this laptop, and it actually was kind of embarrassing. And when booting up when booting up games, it's extremely fast. It's extremely fast with the SSD inside it. It's ridiculous. Now I wanted to show you a couple more accessories before I go. Number one, with the laptop, you will need a wireless mouse or just a particular mouse, basically. So this is a wireless mouse that I use for PC gaming and stuff like that. And another thing that I wanted to show you before I go is my Xbox 360, my glow in the dark blue Xbox 360 wired controller, basically. This is the Afterglow brand. This is the Afterglow blend of Xbox 360 controllers. If you don't really like PC controllers on Skyrim, you can easily plug this controller in and play it like you're playing on Xbox or something like that. And it's backlit. See? Look at that. Isn't that sick, YouTubers? It's all backlit and everything. So when you're in a dark room, you can easily just game on here and you can have a glow-in-the-dark face for all eternity or something like that. So this controller is actually really cool, and it actually is see-through, basically. It actually is see-through, and it has a little black board on the back. Basically, it's really see-through, so you can see all the buttons, how they work, like the triggers, for example. But I'm not going to press any buttons for now because this controller is active on this laptop, and I don't want to break anything. So another thing that I wanted to add on before I go is the overall DVDs that you can run. Basically. So here we have a normal PC game. This is Torchlight, and I actually really like Torchlight. So it's basically like a Diablo hack and slash game. And I also have Torchlight 2 on Steam.com, basically. So I have Torchlight 1 and Torchlight 2 on the PC. Sorry for that little glare on the camera, but oh man, I hate that. There we go. And it can also run regular DVDs. This is a regular Doctor Who movie, and this is the beginning copy of Doctor Who. I have my copy of Doctor Who, the beginning, the very first episode of Doctor Who, and I ran it on this laptop, and it actually looks really fantastic in widescreen mode on this laptop. It's a fantastic television DVD device for DVDs such like this. But anyways, I better wrap up this review. Sorry to keep you waiting. And so the final verdict for the Acer Aspire E5-575 575G laptop review. The final verdict for this laptop is none other than a 10 out of 10. This is one of the best budget gaming laptops that you can ever get with the 7th generation of consoles, such as Assassin's Creed 2 and The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim in the overall manner, basically. So, yes, so use it for 360 games and PS3 games if you want the highest quality right now. And you can also run Metal Gear Solid 5 on medium settings and Doom on medium settings. Look up some of the other games, make sure they're working on this laptop, and stuff like that. So anyways, YouTubers, I'll see you guys all later on the next Lincoln Williams Show. This laptop gets a 10 out of 10 by the Lincoln Williams Show reviews, and I'll see you guys all later.